time to pose this dude. So we already designed one pose on the last video. Look at this. But we have many more to try, which are over here. No? Oh, over here. You see? So all of those poses are opportunities for me to try this baby boy rig and see if everything is working well. So while I work on those things, I'll leave this air fryer here. And you will be thinking like, if this is the first video that you're watching, like, what are you doing, Henry, with an air fryer with underpants? Well, that's the thing. My animation, my short film animation, is about an evil giant air fryer in underpants that is attacking a punk city, but a three-headed giant mutant chihuahua is there to save the day. So, or the night is at night. So this is the short film that I'm working on right now, and I'm working on the rigs, on the character rigs. I just finished the air fryer rig, and right now I'm going to test that dude by making a lot of crazy poses. So let's go. I want to increase the complexity of the poses as I move forward, but I want to get some momentum. So to get that momentum, I'll start with some simple poses like this. So I come here, I select my image, I increase the quality of this thing. Awesome, and then I will just take this screen capture and wait and paste over here. I was saying if I was recording, but yes, I'm recording. So, and then I will go and paste this, whoop, this image here, whoop. And as you can see, this is the post that we made on the previous video, but now we're working on this other one, which is a super pushed perspective with this dude. So this air fryer turns from this innocent, well, innocent, this not that badass air fryer into this giant, into this evil dude with super huge horns and weapons on their arms. So that's the thing. So this pose over here is from the first part of the short film, in which this air fryer is holding the owner of the chihuahuas and then dropping that dude. So let's start with this dude. So the way that I rigged this character is the following. I created two type of arms. One that is this bending arm, and the other one which is this one-piece arm that I can take these points here and open these points. So I can cheat this sense of perspective, and I can taper this line towards the shoulder, so it feels like the arm is getting closer to camera and we're looking from below. Now, where are these lines? This line is here. Wait, where are my other lines? Wait, if I change this to this, my other lines disappear. And this is the point of this step that I am doing right now, is trying to troubleshoot all of those things that may be an issue during the animation process, so I can just solve all of those issues right now. Awesome. There you go. And then these lines were not loose, just moved for a bit. But I can always go back to these main poses of the rig, grab the line that I need, come here, and oh, is over here, is hiding over here. So I can just grab this. I can just grab this thing and start turning this like this, so I can sell this feeling of perspective. These lines going around the arm. There you go. That's why I created these two type of arm. One that I can bend like this, and another one that I can tweak each of the points of the arm. Boop, 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 boop. Awesome. And then here we have the shoulder. Now, one of the things missing on this arm is the lights and shadows that I added on this other arm. So I'll come here, copy. Oh, order. Oh, no. I'll come here again, see, change this, paste this on the overlay, and it should be there. Awesome, it's there. Let's look at that. Awesome. And then I will clean these deformers, something like this, and the shoulder is the one that cuts those lights and shadows. I'll polish this afterwards, but for now this is working well. There you go. I'll clean that later. There you go. Now the hand, I'll create a new hand. So for this, I'll use my line color, and I'll use my brush. I should be using my pencil tool maybe. Okay, I'll use the pencil to do things properly. So my outer line here I established is going to be 20. So I'm respecting that. Here I can one line this pinky with the palm. So here I can have a C curve and then turning it into a straight curve, or just an entire C curve. I can make this shape here, so these two fingers are connected on one single shape, just for simplification's sake. Oop. Now I need to taper this a bit more, something like this. So I'm improving what I have here on my sketch below. And then here I can have something like this, one lining all of that, and then here straight curve. Awesome. And then I'll cut all the lines that are overlapping here, because I don't need those. Pam 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 pam. And then I have here this line of the palm and this thumb will go out of here. Maybe you can one line this thumb here. No, too flat. I'll put the thumb here. There you go. Black, 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 black. Then I'll grab all of this. You know what? I like how this finger is not connected to the palm, so it's individual. So I'll just do something like this. Awesome. Now I'll make this bigger, and this a little bit more tapering towards the bottom. And then I'll grab everything and I will connect all of this together. You're not seeing because my screen is there, but I'm just doing some secret black magic over here. There you go. Why is this not closing? Come on, close, dude. Close, close, close. Okay, no worries. I don't care. There you go. That's the hand. That's the hand. Now, okay, where's the pivot point? The pivot point is there. Let me put this hand a little bit up. Now, this hand should be bigger, because this hand should overlap the lines of the arm. So it should be something like this, and these lines I can make these a little bit thinner. There you go. Awesome. That's the arm. So I'm improving. I'm not only just tracing on top of these, but I'm also improving the drawings that I have here, while trying to keep the character on model. I'm rounding this shape on top here at the head, because we are looking this character from below. There you go. These horns are a little bit smaller and up. Amazing. Now, this should be a perfect curve here. I'm moving the facial features up, and now I'm going to modify the mouth to match my drawings. The cool thing about the storyboards that I did, or the animatic that I did, is that I was already thinking about the layouts of the character and how the characters will look in a certain perspective, in a certain angle. So I cut corners from having a storyboard, a rough storyboard, and then having to do layouts. I went to my storyboard and I did them a little bit clean, or on model, so I can use the same storyboards as layouts for this character. Now the thing is that this character, well, before turning super evil, we're playing with an eyelid. So where's the eyelid of this dude? Let me remember that thing. Eye reflection, eye cutter, no. This eye is this eye. Inside eye. So this inside eye, oh, that is this one. So I can make this, whoopsie, wait, why are you behaving like that? Such a bad boy. Interesting. Okay, get out of here, eye reflection. So this layer have line art, color art, but why I'm not seeing the line art of this? Why I'm not seeing that line? Let me bring this forward. There you go, there's the line. Amazing, there's the line. I should also put a deformer here. Yeah, I should put a deformer in this one so I can tweak this thing. So I'll add a deformation chain. On top of the deformation chain, I will start adding deformers like this. 3 points on top, 2 points below. Why? Because every time that I put 3 points on my deformer, it's like I have more flexibility to just make that specific line more curvy. So here I'm going to grab this, move this like this, move this like this, and like this. Awesome. Something like that. Now I am thinking of okay, this temperature thing can be shown a little bit over here only. A little bit. And then this a little bit over here. There you go. Now the underpants comes a little bit like this. And see here also on these underpants on the top part, I added 3 deformers so I can have more control over that line and make this line very, very, very curvy. And I remember in Dockshed, I made the mistake just because I wanted to simplify everything of making all the lines with 2 points on instead of 3 points. And that was restricting me a lot in having super curvy lines. So that's the idea on each project that I work on. Is like I learn something new and then I carry that lesson to the new project that I'm working at the moment. And that is one of the many lessons that I am just applying here too. There you go. Now this leg will come on front, oopsie, not that much. And this leg will be bigger because it's closer to camera, and this part of the leg is the one that is revealing my leg within this underpants layer. Awesome, there you go. Now I have also a cutter here for the leg that is cutting my leg here, which is okay. Now this extends here like this, revealing that part of the underpants, and this light comes all the way up. There you go. With this light, it's not only showing the light, but also I'm trying to show the volume of this piece. So if sometimes I have to curve this to show that volume, I'll do so. There you go. Okay, this arm, actually I'm not showing this arm, so I'll hide it. There you go, I'll hide it over there. This leg will be around here. Make a little bit thinner and just push it backwards. Now this part of the belly is tapering or opening here at the bottom. I'm doing that. Oop. Awesome. This underpants goes like this. These legs open a little bit here and tapers down. I might do a draw over on top of this, just to check the perspective afterwards. What is this? This is the, so I have to connect this line here with this line. There you go, just to have everything super clean. Every time that I'm working with deformers, I'm trying to have a clean workflow and just moving those properly, not making such a mess, because then it could be like it could be a pain then afterwards if I don't clean those deformers properly. Oop. And then I am making this bigger, putting this off. Maybe I can extend this a bit there to create a better silhouette. There you go. Let's see how this is looking. Really well, really well, really well. Okay, let's move this foot here, even though this is not going to be on the screen because this pose will be some frame around like this. For this pose, I'll just pose it. Why? Because if I give this to another animator that helps me on this project, then if he can flip between these poses and these reference poses that I'm making, and he or she can look at it and see like, oh, this is how the character works in different perspectives without hiding any part. So these are like reference poses that I'll leave for them. Awesome. Maybe you can move this a bit down, this a little bit cleaner. There you go. Now the way that this thing turns is something like this. Amazing. I can turn this, yeah, a little bit like this. So this leg is facing that way. That leg is facing that direction. There you go. This could be a bit more rounded. Nice. I'm always, another trick that I like to use here when posing is using this mirror tool here to flip around and see how everything is looking. And when you flip, is interesting because you're seeing things like with brand new eyes. I'll say that is something like that. Awesome. Let's color this hand. So I'll come here inside of the drawing, flip to see the colors. Okay, so we have, where did I, okay, I drew this on the overlay layer. I'm grabbing this, pasting on the line art. Why is that not closing? There you go. Then I'm coming here to the color art, and then I'm pressing M, and then I'm pressing K to reveal these line properties. I'm going back to the color and transferring all of those line properties from the line art to the color art. And by pressing K, I reveal those line properties. So here I come to the palm, and then black, paint this, and then the fingers with the finger color, black, black, black. Oopsie. There you go. And that's the palm, that's the arm, and where else? Where else? I can even push the curve of this line here to make it feel more in perspective. I can also push this line, and this horns comes around here. Here, and this line is not overlapping the, yeah, it's in front of these things. So I can leave the horn there and put this line there. There you go. Then I will turn off this and look at the preview of how this looks like. It's taking some time. There you go. So now I'm going to do some draw overs, and on those draw overs I will put all the things that I like to fix in terms of design. So let's go. Oh, it's taking some time to render because I did a lot of messy things around this dude. Also, another thing that I have to fix is the line thickness of this eye. It's getting super thin when I deform this, so I might just make this thicker in general. Let me see how this looks like here. Okay, whatever. One of the things that I like to fix here is getting closer to the first Getting closer to the first design that I did, one thing that I don't like here is how I tapered this cube. So I'll rather have this cube with super straight lines, maybe just curving this line, and this pinky getting out of here, like here, not from that palm. So I'll break that one lining that I have there. And another thing that I like is to have this finger curving that way, so it's actually pointing towards, like if I'm imagining a 3D dimensionality on this thing, it will be something like this. Okay, so I want this bottom part to be facing this way, but I'm simplifying all of that by having the thing, by opening this side part of the finger, and lowering this line, because right now this finger, because I'm flattering the design, these fingers feels like this, and I don't want that finger to feel like that. I want this finger to feel like this, and this is the bottom part. And I feel like this flat shape will give me more of that feeling than the one that I have here. So I'm coming here, I'm grabbing my line art and moving these lines around and tapering towards the bottom. That's the nice thing about working with the pen tool here in Toon Boom, is that I can always come and do those fixes. So the palm, I have to get rid of this dude, close this thing, change here to super sharp corners, and then here maybe deleting this line, yeah, and then I will lower this a bit. Awesome. There you go. So the pinky, I'll delete these colors. So the pinky will do something like this. Airfryer colors. 20, right? Yeah, 20. Then I'll delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this, and then merging all of these lines together. Awesome. Awesome. I don't need this draw over anymore, so I'll get rid of that draw over. Ooh, this finger looks awful. So I will draw on top of this and make clean lines. Even though I can modify the the pen tool, I like to just draw over on top of this. Black, black, black. Zoom, and then tapering this. There you go. Color. Let's color all of this again. Black, 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 and the palm. There you go. Let's look at this preview again. Okay, so what is happening with his shoulder? I think it's taking some time to render because of all the glow nodes that I put on this dude. So if I come here to the eye node and then I take out the glow nodes, even the Gaussian blur nodes, no, that was a Gaussian blur. On numbers, where did I put a glow? So then I can just leave some notes like, hey guys, if you're working on this scene, turn off these things to have a faster workflow. It's taking some time to render. Okay, these arms, I don't need these arms on this frame, so what I'm doing is just getting rid of this, still actually deleting these frames, and here too deleting this frame. So it deletes the frames and the exposures too. There you go. That's the pose. Let's continue to another one. I'm just testing the rig with these poses. So So 420. I need this to be revealed here. This will be something like, oopsie, something like this. There you go. And poop, we come into another pose. Look, amazing, it's working. It's working really well. There you go. I have a little tangent here. Then I'm moving all of this here too. And moving these a little bit over here, like. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This shadow comes over here. But even on the shadow, I'm having this shape that is not super parallel with this other line, but I'm opening that corner at the top and leaving that corner super thin at the bottom. There you go. Now, why is this panties here being cut by that thing? I feel is, let me see if it's the leg. Yeah, it's the leg. So I'm going to use this cutter that I built here for that leg and bring that cutter down. No? So what is making that thing? Okay, I can just move that thing. Awesome. And I also open in that shape for that negative space between this part of the character and the underpants. Awesome. Let's go to the next pose. I'm going to put this pose as yellow. Awesome. Let's go to another pose. Which pose can we do? What pose can I do? Okay, one of these action pose. I can't decide. Okay. This back pose here. Actually, this pose is super badass. Let's screen capture this. Actually, I'll open this drawing layer again. And dude, if I can pose this pose and this one that I already made, I can pose any pose. But actually, okay, this is like a side, this is like a 3/4, this is like a this is like a 3/4 too. So I'll try to find poses that, let's pose. This is, I can play with the foreshortening on this arm. Yeah, it's an interesting pose. Let's play around with that one. There you go. So I need a 3/4 pose for this. I'll come here to my character turn around, grab the 3/4 pose, paste it here, flip the pose. But after flipping the pose, I have to be aware that I need a visual peg to select this entire rig. I need to be aware that I'm changing these arms because this belongs to that side and this other one belongs to the other side. Awesome. So I need an upper body controller so I can select all of these immediately. Yeah, let's create that upper body visual peg. Some upper body VP. So this upper body VP will be connected here. And you know what? Let's create a composite here in which all of those new visual pegs that I'll be creating, I'll be putting those here. And I'll be connecting those on this composite that will already have this visual peg. So this upper body thing, I'll draw it here. So this upper body thing, where's the cleanup? Cleanup here. So I'll grab all of these, dude. Wait, I'll also draw this part here. Back. So I'm taking this dude and I'm going to paste this dude again here, but this time only the upper body. And then I am going to tell Toon Boom, hey, transform all of these lines from pencil tool to brush tool. Because I think the boom, because I think all when I work with pencil tools, that makes this software a little bit heavy. Okay, I'm going to select all of these lines like this, and then select the paint on painted thing, and wait, no, this one. No, but it's painting my lines to up. Paint on painted. There you go. Now we're talking. And we have this thing here that I can put here, and this will be all the upper body. So if someone selects this, selects all of this group. Amazing. So that's the thing that I'm going to be using here. Plug to select all the upper body. And then I can turn this dude. But you know, I will also like to turn the underpants and the crotch with this dude so the legs aren't. Yep. So if we go to the lower, I hope this will not break the rig. I'm saving right now. So this lower body. Where's the underpants? Where's the underpants? Here are the underpants. So instead of connecting these underpants with that, I'll connect these underpants with the upper body thing. Where's the upper body thing? Here's the upper body thing. Oof, it didn't break. Oh, amazing, dude. It didn't broke. Oh, amazing, dude. Oh, amazing. So if I select this, it will select all the body, and I can move all of these together. And the legs are only the lower body. So I'll just keyframe all of these again, just in case. Back. Yeah, nothing broke. That's good. That's good. And this part should be bigger, and this do that this in this transformation. It should be something like this. So I'm just taking everything and making this bigger. I'm using my interface here, the bottom of the interface, as a plumb line, so I can do something like this and track like this. Yep, something like that is okay. What is this? It's the bot. Get out of here. Bigger. There you go. I updated that turnaround also. What are we doing? Okay, we are posing this dude. Now I'm grabbing again this recorder. I'm changing this to this. Then I'm grabbing all the upper body, moving this dude towards the front. This leg comes like this. I'm selecting the lower leg, doing something like this. This part comes, I'll give it like so. This is like a super basic fast blocking in which I'm just selecting all the pieces and putting them on the angle that I need them to be. Awesome. So the angle of this foot will be like that. I don't care about it being clean at this point. I'm just moving things around. Then I'm moving this like this, changing the arm to this other one that I have here. Yeah, I need to do that change. So I get to that thick, thinner line, that tapered shape. Okay, let's come here and open this a bit. I'm thinking that I might need add 3 points on top of this so I can have more flexibility on that part, but I hope I don't. Awesome. Awesome. This 420 should be flipped. It will come like this. Also for the facial features, will be nice to have a visual peg. So where's the facial features here? So I'll put like facial features FFVP. And this FFVP will also be connected to this composite here that I created for all the visual plex that I'll be adding. And for this one, I'm also going here to the cleanup. No, you know what? For this one, I'm coming here to this one that I already I'm taking these lines only. I'm taking these lines only and pasting these things here. Then I'm taking these colors and coloring this and this thing here. Awesome. I'm moving this a little bit to the side. Amazing. What time is it? 5:05. And I will put something like this. I'll do something cool. Is that I'm going to make like an F like this. Boop, 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 boop. Like this. Awesome. Then I'll cut all of these lines. Black, 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 black. Black, 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 black. And then I am merging all of these lines. Black. And then I am coloring this like this. Oop. I'm taking this. Full designer here, guys. Full graphic design here. So if they want to select the face, this is the face. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And I'm putting this next to this head. So they know it's related in some way. Now, where's this thing? Is here. So I'm selecting this, and this is selecting my face. Awesome. This eye, fuck. This eye will come like this. Awesome. This eye a bit bigger, something like this. Now the underpants. So I'm trying to, instead of moving all of these things all the way there, the thing, if I do that, I will leave this pivot point here. But I need a pivot point to follow that thing. So first, before moving that, before deforming the thing, I'm moving the piece, and then on top of the move of the piece that I moved, I will move or deform these deformers. Just move these deformers. So that's the order of things. First, I move the piece, and then I tweak the deformers. Otherwise, I will leave the pivot points behind, and that will create a super destructive workflow. And we don't want a destructive workflow. We want a very clean workflow. Now, okay, see, this leg way of being is messing up with me here, but I have this cutter here that I can just take this thing out of here. Well, whatever, I'll first pose the leg, and then I'll fix those things. But other than that, it's working. Oh, this shit. This will be something like this. Okay, I'll move those things later. First thing that I have to focus is posing this dude super fast. And this dude comes a little bit like this. This dude a little bit like that. This line comes a bit more over here. Awesome. And this chainsaw goes like this. Awesome. What else? This leg comes like this. This comes here. Chao, hablamos mañana. There you go. Okay, that's the base of the posing, and now I have to go part by part, designing each shape as I move every deformer. There you go. Something. What the? Ah, the butt. So that's this leg. This leg will come like this. Wait. I have to use the 400% of my brain here. So we're having a straight on this side, straight line here. To you, this penis should go a bit over here for a second. I will put you on top because I have to think through these shapes. I cannot just hide things or just cheat things below these shapes. I have to think through, and like while moving these things, I have to think like I'm drawing. So I always draw through the shapes or or to find the volumes. So okay, this is working well. The highlight will go towards this side. This foot will come like this. I'm seriously thinking about adding a deformer on this foot because the thing about the deformers is that those deformers messed up with my perfect sharp corner on that point of the foot, and I don't want to sacrifice that at all. And I haven't asked for help on that. It's like, help! I think if the main thing is like I don't feel like I need to put the formers there. I'm not animating any walk cycle here. It's like everything is just jumping from post to post. Dude, when I finished doing the animatic, I was like, wow, I didn't add any walk cycle, any of those things. Amazing. Like looking at the animatic, you'll feel like, wow, this dude put a lot of things on that animatic. No, dude, I took off. Well, I didn't even put like things that actually takes time animating, like walk cycles or like slow movements from from part to part. Like on dog shit, I remember I have this scene of this woman grabbing the money falling from the sky. Man, oh dude, that scene took a lot of time. I had to think about the distance of that woman walking. I have to think about each pose while she was walking, so it's not like a normal walk, or it's like actually a super custom thing, like she was like jumping. No, unnecessary. There are different ways to just there are different ways to just make characters move from place to place, and sometimes I don't have to actually show how the characters move from place to place. And those are the things that I try to cut corners during the animatic process so I can make all my workflow easier in some way. Yeah, so I can focus and put more attention in other parts, like this action sequence. I want to put a lot of attention in this action sequence, and there you go. And yeah, those are lessons that I learn on each animation that I do. And trying to improve each animation as I create a new one. So, bloop. Baby, she don't give a fuck. Because I'm listening to Duki. Duki's an Argentinian rapper, I'll say. Rapper. There you go. Awesome. Now, see these lines here? It's super funny because it's a robot. This dude shouldn't have those lines, but that brings that extra entertainment value that I love to add. And that's something that I will add. So, how is that I'm going to add those things? I'm coming here to this mouth rig and adding like extra lines, node. So, this extra line node is something that I'll come and do like line art, color art, and underlay layer. The underlay layer will have a visibility node because here's where I'm going to put a drawing in which I will flip to reveal this other line art in color or drawings. But on the under the layer, this is the handle. So the extra line will have a peg, so I'll put it here, and then I'll start adding those lines. I will use the brush tool. I don't care. Yep, something like that. And around this, I will add a color, so I can select this easily, and it will be the body color. We'll have the body color. So if I want to select this line, I'll come here and I'll select those lines. Awesome. I'll grab the rotation tool, put it here. And what else? I will add a deformation chain. So if any of these actually need a deformer, I'll add it. You know what? I'll put a deformer here. Like something like this is enough. And if I want to animate this, I can animate this like this. But also for the animators, if they grab this rig and there is another scene that they have another facial things, they can redraw at that lines, and it already have a deformation chain to add a new deformer. And when I'm working with them, I usually make this type of videos to them and just making a specific video less than 1 minute, less than 2 minutes, just explaining how to add deformers, which deformers to add on each drawing, so all the workflow becomes super easy for everyone on the team. Those are some things that I learned from from Dogshit, that I let some deformers empty, some drawings empty of deformers, and for many scenes, animators have to add some deformers. So it was slowing down the process a lot, and sometimes I had to take the scenes and add the deformers myself. But I learned from those things, and now I'm just adding all the deformers at this point. Okay, awesome. Let me do something like this. There you go, something like this. And this line a little bit. What is this? Oh, the foot. There you go, and these will come and do something like this. And this line will come and do something like this around the shape to make this line. So this curved line curving that way, it's telling me like, yeah, this leg is coming towards the front. See, I moved this thing without moving the pivot point. So let's go back. See how the pivot point was left behind? Because first I have to move the line and then I move the deformers. So I always have the pivot point on the correct place. That's having a clean workflow on this software. Actually, let me move this line like this. Yeah, because I want this leg to be like kicking back. Exactly. You see how it changed? How the overall feeling of this leg changed by moving the curve there? Awesome. And then here, we'll go somewhere like that. Let's preview this. Beautiful. It's working really well. I think these eyes are too far apart from each other. So I'm taking this eye and moving this closer. And this mouth, also bring this closer. Did I put a pivot point on this extra? Yes, the pivot point is there. This thing should be... I'm not being picky on this because the main reason of these poses is to... The main goal of this posing process that I'm doing right now is to just test the rig and fix all the things that need to be fixed. So all these lines will turn that way. There you go. Cumbia 420 palo negro. There you go. Then I'll curve this. And then I'll curve this. Awesome. Now same thing here. Oop. Curving this line, and just by curving this line, this thing adds a lot of volume to these parts. See? The cool thing about talking and working is that I really just focus on this thing. And I don't get distracted like, oh, maybe, I'm hungry. I'll go and eat something right now. Well, I don't need to eat. I need to just work. And that's the main idea of recording these videos. I remember hearing this podcast between Seth MacFarlane and Nick Kroll. And I was like, this podcast? Yeah. And the reason that I'm making these videos is that what is the thing that what type of content can I upload in YouTube without taking me time from my main priority, which is making these short films? And I was like, well, what if I talk while I work and I just shared all my process of how I do these things? And at the beginning, it was hard. It was really hard. It stays being hard, like talking and working. But there is a huge advantage, and it's that I don't get lost in daydreaming or just thinking about or getting distracted. And by talking and working, I forced myself to use my 100% of my brain, and it's like being a singer and having to sing and play guitar at the same time. So I don't I can I and actually I also can track how much I work on that day. So I remember when I was doing the Rick of Ramon, I did all of those videos in one day, and at the end of the day I saw like the amount of videos, and I think it was like around 7 hours that I work on that dude. And that's nice because I can track how many hours I'm putting on this project per day and take this seriously, right? Everything, all the work deserve a level of respect. And for me, putting the hours into the work that I have to do is how I show respect to what I do. And this is the way that I am respecting my work. Being focused, being able to put those amount of hours. Okay, this shape, that's how I have to distort that. Let's see. Awesome. Now, this arm is super foreshortening. So I'll change the shape from this to this. And then I will rotate this a bit. No, because the pivot point where it is, yeah, the pivot point is okay there. And these are frames in which I'm going to be jumping from this to the other drawing, and because I don't, most of the time I don't depend on the twinning from Toon Boom Harmony. Only if it's like super subtle motions, I do that. And if I am animating a super subtle motion, then I'm not changing drawings like this. I'm trying to figure out how with the same drawing with the same deformers can I go from that pose to that pose. But on these type of things, I don't rely on the Toon Boom twinning things. So that's why I can just put any drawing that I want here. Awesome. And here I can grab this line, make this line bigger. So even the thickness of this line is thicker than the lines behind. That will also help selling the feeling of perspective. Awesome. And this comes and oopsie, and then comes and goes somewhere like this. Awesome. And this dude comes like this, and it I make this bigger. I make this bigger, and towards the front. Let's disable this drawing here to clean a bit things around this dude. Like for example, here I need to align this better, like more straight. So I'm imagining this line here, and the way that this thing was tilted was like, but actually have to go around the form. Wisdom. The apex of this curve should be here. So I'm also thinking about the apex of the curve. It should be around there. This comes a little bit over there. Oop. I'm thinking if these underpants will be better if instead of being like one long line, is a dashed line, like the SpongeBob type of, I think lines from the sockets. So that's something that I'll consider, and maybe put in like a different colors, like red and blue, like the SpongeBob too. That'll be funny. Awesome. So yeah, this is the pose. I was like, what if I open this arm silhouette, something like this? Actually, it's better. I have a cleaner silhouette. But I'm having a tangent here, so I'm just grabbing everything again and moving this a little bit. There you go. See? Beautiful. The rig is working beautifully. Let me clean these lines here. Something like this. Boop. Like this video, 55 minutes. I'm wrapping up soon. There you go. So I'll call this video like posing in Toon Boom Harmony. Wait, let me grab this little dude here. Oop. So while posing, I'm like thinking about like designing the pose, designing the shapes. What is it? Ah, the cleanup. Awesome. There you go. Beautiful. So, I was missing this important part. So this center line of this dude is around here. And that's how I'm also deforming this part. Let me see. A little bit more like this. Normally when I'm animating, when I'm doing these poses, I do another layer on top, and I do some draw overs, but this time I'm just testing the rig. But when I'm going to animation, I have to even draw perspective lines so I can make sure that this character is placed properly in a three-dimensional world. So I'm being more picky on the animation process. This is only just to test the rig, and it's working well. It's working well. So we have this pose, we have this pose, and we have this pose. It's taking too much time to render, which that's something that I'm going to be fixing soon in my empty time, just disabling things that I don't need. There you go, and that's the process of today. Just posing this dude, testing this dude, making sure everything is working properly. Amazing. What do you think? That's it. We post these two poses, and I think it's enough. It's enough for me just to finish cleaning up things that I needed to clean up. And after this, I will just move to the other rig, which is the 3 giant mutant headed chihuahua. Awesome. Hope you like this. See you next time. Bye bye.